to be 2 capital G here. Got a major update on the super high quality officially licensed Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Disc that's going to be released later this year in Japan. If you guys remember, this is the Duel Disc that is essentially targeted towards adults and or older players and basically like cosplayers. This is not something that should be confused with like the cheap Duel Discs from like KB Toys and Toys R Us like 10 years ago that you might remember as a kid. This is in a whole nother realm. Like, this thing is ridiculous. And now that we actually have some solid information, I definitely want to retouch on this because this company called Proplica has basically pulled out all the stops. This thing has everything, and I did talk about how I thought that it could range from anywhere from $150 to $250, and we not only know a price point of this thing, but we basically have a release window and we know about a lot of the features that are going to be on it. But just to recap, if you guys remember, a few months back in late December, I did do a video on this Duel Disc, but we really only had kind of like a little bit of information to go on. Obviously, we knew what the Duel Disc was going to look like, and honestly, it just kind of looks like fabulous, but we didn't know if it was going to have like any special features. We didn't know the price points. Now, the way that this is going to work, essentially, this is coming out in Japan, and Konami has given out the official license to Bandai. Now, this company called Proplica works under Bandai, and obviously, like Konami and Bandai have worked together in Yu-Gi-Oh, etc., so they felt pretty comfortable. And the company called Proplica, I had their websites in my last video. They're known for making like extremely high quality stuff. They make stuff for like cosplayers and, you know, just older adults and stuff like that when it comes to Japan. And their stuff is not like cheap. This is not like, knockoff stuff. Their stuff is usually like licensed, and they have things on there like memorabilia from like Kingdom Hearts and Sailor Moon. Some of the stuff is like $250 plus, so basically it's not intended for like children. It's not intended for your average 8-year-old duelist who might just be getting into the game, and you can tell that they have really gone all out when it comes to this Duel Disc. I think Konami probably saw the work of the company Proplica and saw what they could do and said, yeah, we're definitely ready to sign up with you guys. So number one, it's going to be 1-to-1 scale. That means it's essentially the same exact size as the players were using it in the anime. It's going to be based on the DM anime, essentially with like Kaiba and Yugi. Now, that does mean, unfortunately, for current Yu-Gi-Oh players like myself, that means it's not going to be Master Rule 4, but if you want to play like previous formats of Yu-Gi-Oh, then you won't have any problem. Basically, anything before the Vrains era, it does say that it can fit a multitude of card size sleeves, and it is going to be able to fit an entire deck. So if you're putting a 40 card deck in there, you should absolutely have no problems. Now, don't expect this thing to like power shuffle for you electronically or anything like that. We just are not on that level of technology. It's not quite as good as it was in the anime. However, there are some crazy features on here that I definitely did not expect. Number one, this thing does actually play officially licensed music from the anime. In fact, it actually talks about some of the tracks here. You got Passionate Duelist, if you guys don't know this one. This is the one that Simo plays on his intro, the YouTuber Simo. There's also the Fang of Critias, which this is the theme from, well, it played on so many times in the original DM anime, but I guess to give you like one specific example, it would be when Yugi fucked up Weevil on the train, and he basically like overkilled him with a breaker, attacking like 15 times. And they have like 5 or 6 like officially licensed songs from the original anime. And it's not just that. It's not just the fact that you're getting officially licensed music, but it also has audio clips of like Kaiba and other characters from the actual anime. I mean, that is insane. It says right here, it can also play audio clips from Kaiba from the anime, including him insulting Jinochi, which that's Joey from the dub version of this show. It also says that it's going to come with 12 plastic cards, the Duel Disc itself, and then a pedestal, which I imagine that some people are probably not going to want to use it. They're probably just going to want to keep it as a collector's item. I don't know if it's going to be like only a certain amount of these are going to be produced. However, I know that if you're like trying to get this from like another country like the United States or Europe, you might want to just keep this thing as a collector's item, because this seems like it is going to be hands down the highest quality Duel Disc that we've ever gotten. Now, when it comes to the price of this, Again, I did predict that this could range anywhere from $150 to $250, and it's basically like kind of in that range. It is going to be $220, and even when you go on like the web shop of Bandai, you see some of the other items that they have. This isn't the web shop from Proplica. I had that in the first video, but you can see some of like the items that they have of like Gundam and other things like that, like Kamen Riders. I mean, that's pretty much kind of in the norm of what they sell. You can see right here this Gundam like toy, or this Gundam action figure is like $290. So when this company like when Bandai and when Proplica make these things, they're not exactly intended for like children. I can't see your average like young duelist dropping $220. It also says that it comes with LED lights, and it's going to have a fully functioning light point counter. Now, hopefully the light point counter is not just going to go to 4,000, because obviously that would be, I mean, that's like canon, and that would be, that's what they use in the anime, but it would be kind of nice to get that 8,000 for if somebody wanted to play like an old format, like if somebody wanted to play Yugi Kaiba format or GOAT format. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is actually going to be the release date of this dual disc, and that's not going to be until a little down the road. That will be in November. However, they are going to open up pre-orders starting in just a few days, and I think that if you really want one of these, it would be probably a good idea to pre-order it, because you don't know if in November they're actually just going to be selling these, or if these are going to be like sold out and you might have to wait a very long time, or if there could even be just a limited run or a limited time to actually get these. And honestly, I'm not exactly sure how to gauge the interest, because they could easily have, I don't know, maybe like 500 of these ready, and then they've got 10,000 people ready to buy them like day one, or maybe they have a whole bunch of pre-orders like back ordered and stuff like that. So this thing could be one that we only see for a limited time, and I'm not 100% sure if you're going to order these from the Bandai website, which I have actually just like pulled up right here. You can see, you know, some of the items that they have, or if it's going to be on the Proplica website, which I actually went ahead and pulled up, and oh my goodness, man, they got stuff from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. This is a Diamond is Unbreakable. Oh my god, they have so many cool things on here that this company Proplica makes, so I have no doubt that this is going to be an awesome dual disc. And you know, I might even consider if I can get them to ship it to the United States, based on everything that this thing has with officially licensed music and the voices from the character and the LED lights and the fact that it has a working life point counter and it can hold decks and hold official sleeves and all that good stuff. I even think that I might consider getting one of these bad boys. But what do you guys think of this officially licensed high quality dual disc, essentially made for adults? Are you guys interested in it? Would you consider using it if you had one IRL? And whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.